You're listening to Inside Lebo, a podcast giving you an inside look at Mount Lebanon, Pennsylvania, produced by Mount Lebanon's Public Information Office.
Hello and welcome to Inside Lebo. I'm your host, Assistant Municipal Manager and Municipal Planner, Ian McMeans.
And I'm Rachel Windsor, Mount Lebanon's Assistant Public Information Officer and the Senior Editor of Mount Lebanon Magazine. And today's episode is brought to you by Trouvers Jewelry. So it's mid-August, which means the school is starting back up soon. But it also means the junior commissioners are back. So today we are chatting with two Lebo High School students who are stepping into the role for this school year. Paige Jocks and Michael Murphy are rising seniors at Mount Lebanon High School. Paige will serve as the junior commissioner in the fall and Michael in the spring. They're essentially liaisons between the students in the district and the municipality.
So as far as their official duties, Paige and Michael will attend commission meetings and serve as a representative for students in our local government. At the beginning of each commission meeting, they'll give a brief report on student activities and concerns, and afterwards they'll return to the high school student council and inform them of municipal government activities. So Michael, Paige, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Great. So Paige, let's start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what kind of activities you're involved in and what drew you to apply for the junior commissioner role?
I am a wrestler at Mount Lebanon High School. I've been wrestling since my freshman year, so this will be going on my fourth year. It's mainly what I focus my time around. I mean, every day I train. There was not a single day this summer where I was not working out and not training, so I did not miss any of it. During the school year, it takes up my time as well, traveling and going to practice and being a part of the team. And I wanted to apply for junior commissioner because in college, I plan on studying political science, and I could see myself working in government when I'm older, and I thought this position would be a good opportunity to get experience and see if it's something I would truly like to pursue in the future.
Awesome. And Michael, congratulations on being selected for next year. So can you tell us about how this role aligns with your future goals and what inspired you to apply?
Yeah, so throughout basically my whole childhood and basically my whole life leading to this point, I've basically been surrounded by politics. My mother is a political consultant, and some of my greatest memories from being a kid is with her on the campaign trail, going around, looking at schools for rallies and stuff like that. She worked for the Hillary campaign and for Connor Lamb when he was a representative from here. And I also plan on studying political science or journalism whenever I am in college, and I could definitely see myself working in politics, whether that's on a local level or on the Hill or just something of that matter.
Cool.
Great. So just as a shameless plug, a few episodes ago back on the podcast, we talked with our summer intern who was working with the Public Information Office. We did one episode on what it's like to work in local government, and we did another one on the summer intern program that the Public Information Office does. So for either of you or anyone that's listening out there that may be interested, you can check out those episodes and maybe potentially pursue a summer internship with us through the Public Information Office, because we do offer those to college students, and you can check out that previous episode of Inside Lebo. Yep. So back to our interview here. Paige, you've mentioned that you were a member of the wrestling team, but you've also been the captain of the team for 3 years. That's quite impressive. So how has that leadership experience prepared you for public service?
Well, yeah, being the captain, honestly, it's been an amazing experience, and I feel very grateful to be able to be a part of that. Throughout practices, I feel like I really am a leader in the room. And for me, it's more lead by example rather than tell people what to do. So I feel like as captain of the team, I'm responsible if there's someone who doesn't understand what's going on, or if they're confused or they're struggling. I feel responsible, and it's my job to help them try and understand or clear things up. And I think that translates really well to public service by having the ability and having the experience to listen to people's concerns, listens to their struggles, what kind of things they want to change, and execute it and work to make it better.
Awesome. And Michael, you're also a student athlete. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience on the football team and what you've been doing there?
I feel that on the football team, it's crucial to step up and take leadership positions, because that basically is your ticket to the field on Friday nights. And I feel like that definitely ties into this position a lot, because to act as kind of the link between the school and the local government, you kind of have to develop a voice and be able to understand what everybody needs and wants. And I feel like that kind of mirrors what you need on a football team, kind of raising people up and understanding the exact things that people need and what they would like to have.
Thank you, Paige and Michael, for sharing what interests you in this role and a little bit about your experience so far in high school and with athletics. So we'll be right back after we take a short break with a word from our sponsor.
Looking for that perfect piece of jewelry? At Truver's Jewelry, you're not just a customer, you're part of the family. Locally owned by Mount Lebanon residents Rob and Kay Truver, Truver's has specialized in exquisite craftsmanship and custom jewelry design for over 30 years. Rob is an expert goldsmith, ensuring your jewelry is created with the utmost skill and care. Whether you're looking for something timeless or one of a kind, Truver's delivers it all. Visit us at the corner of West Liberty and Piermont Avenue or check us out online at truvers.com. At Truver's, it's personal.
Welcome back to Inside Lebo. In part one of our conversation, we got to know Michael and Paige, Mount Lebanon's 2 junior commissioners for this upcoming school year, and heard what inspired them to step into local leadership and about some of their involvements with athletics at the high school. So now in part 2, we're going to talk about what comes next, their vision for the role, the issues they care about, and what advice they'd give to future applicants.
So Paige, what are some issues or topics that you hope to focus on during your term, and are there any student concerns that you're really passionate about bringing to the commission's attention?
I know this is a big concern for me and a lot of students at school. Getting to school in the morning and getting out of school in the afternoon is a struggle. There are so many cars. It's difficult to navigate the parking lot. And I honestly feel like sometimes it's a concern to student safety. There are kids who will run in front of cars without looking both ways. And I feel as if we need something to fix the parking lot situation at the high school, and also maybe some traffic control to prevent kids from mindlessly running across the street and to stop cars from mindlessly driving and not paying attention to what's going on. So I think in the best interest of student safety, I would like to maybe have some traffic control around the school, because that's something that's not around the high school. Any crossing guards or police control, there's just none.
One of the things that we're currently working on as the municipality, and another shameless plug for a previous episode of Inside Lebo, we're working on an active transportation plan, and it's just starting up. And active transportation really looks at the ways people get from their origin to their destination other than cars. Obviously, cars are a part of transportation networks, but people walk, people bike, people take scooters, people take other means of transportation. So that plan's actually just starting up. We're going to have some public engagement coming up here at the end of the month. So maybe we can get you involved and hopefully have you get some more student voices involved in that plan too, because one of the things when we did our comprehensive plan for the whole municipality, we struggled to get students involved with that and get their voices as part of the survey. So we'd love to get some student involvement with that too.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
Great. Okay, so Michael, are there specific areas either in the schools or the broader community that you're interested in learning more about or getting involved with?
Yeah, so something that really drew me to this position is I believe that this position is a very good way to letting people know that they are not alone. And I really do believe that if I could maybe help get some resources because I feel this is a very hard time to be a teen right now. And I think that maybe implementing new resources for mental health and maybe just helping students have a helping hand nowadays will really help them a lot throughout their entire high school career, because I feel with social media and the advent of AI and cell phones in school, it's a really hard time to be a student. And I believe finding a way to help students know that they are not alone goes a long way, and I feel like this position can help a lot of students understand that and maybe raise up their voices.
Great. And so Paige, what does it mean to you to represent your peers in a local government setting, and how do you plan on gathering feedback from students and sharing information with them?
It means a lot to me to be able to be a voice for students in the high school, because I feel a lot of times the students think that they're powerless and they feel they have no way for their voice to be heard. And I think this position is a great way to voice the concerns of the students and maybe give them some hope that the things they want to see change will actually change. I plan on, during the school year, talking with the student council, of course, because they have a lot of authority over the student body and the classes, but I also plan on talking to just students in clubs or sports or activities and seeing what specific areas do they want to see change in and what specific changes do they want to see, and see how I could help them and how I could bring this to the commission's attention.
Great. So Michael, you've talked a little bit about this already, but how do you plan to connect with other students and represent their voices when your term begins in the spring?
I think a lot of the many virtues of the Mount Lebanon School District is that there's a lot of ways to connect with fellow students, whether that be through student council or the various activities that either I or other people are involved in. I think just talking to people is crucial. I think a one-on-one conversation really goes a long way in finding a good gauge of what the student body really needs at the school. And I believe that there are very noticeable things that you can just notice through just class discussion that become very noticeable once you pay attention, even the slightest bit. And I think that that's a key way of finding out what the student body really needs.
Great. And so any closing thoughts, Paige or Michael, about what you're most excited for upcoming this year?
I'm really excited about creating a lasting impact for future students. I think it's great to change the way that the current students attend school and go throughout their daily school lives, but I'm also excited to see what kind of lasting impact can I make for your future kids and future generations who attend the high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very excited for the spring position because I believe since I'm a senior that I'll be able to really hone in on this position and be able to give it 100% of my effort. And I think that's going to go a long way in helping bridge the gap between the student body and the local government. And I'm really excited to just have a lot of time to really understand what people need and kind of voice those opinions at the meetings.
Awesome. Well, Paige and Michael, thank you again for joining us and for your dedication to Mount Lebanon. Your leadership, your voices, your willingness to serve, all of that's already making an impact. And to our listeners, if you know a high school student that might be interested in becoming a junior commissioner, be sure to check out that program through the municipal website, mountlebanon.org. That's mtlebanon.org.
So that's all for this edition of Inside Lebo, produced by Marsha Morgenstern with music by Drew Monyo and graphics by Chris Leeper. Thanks for listening, everyone, to Inside Lebo. Be sure to subscribe for future episodes, and we'll see you next time with more from Mount Lebanon.
Thanks for listening to Inside Lebo, produced by Mount Lebanon's Public Information Office. Learn more about all things Lebo at mountlebanon.org or by following our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages.